Hey, this is Scott Morgan, and today I'm going to show you the Halloween theme by John Carpenter, and it used in the movie Halloween. I thought of using the theme first because I was looking for something kind of percussive and rhythmic that might be able to demonstrate a concept called syncopation. It's basically similar to the way I learned it on guitar and the way a lot of drummers would learn it. The Halloween theme came to mind since it mainly sticks to one note with little accents on higher notes. A lot of you might just frankly only be interested in the first measure because that idea is repeated throughout the piece, so it'd be really easy for me to show you that. But let's at least dig in and try to read it off the sheet music so that you guys can get a little bit proficient with reading. I've got it written out on the treble clef, and if you remember, this is kind of basic, but the lines on the treble clef are represented by the words "every good boy does fine," so that note that's kind of the one that's repeated throughout the piece, or at least when it's in this key, is that F. That's the fine, and every good boy does fine. And the other thing about it is that if you look at the key signature, sorry about that, all the F's are sharped. So if you look down at the piano and find the F, you need to raise it a half step to an F sharp. Now, the actual first note of the piece of music is on a ledger line above the staff. So if you count up, like from this F, the next space above it is a G, and then this ledger line here is an A, and then the space above that is a B, and so this note is a C. Now, remember there's two sharps on the key signature here, if you look down there. So what's this other sharp? Well, remember the space, it's on a space, right? So the spaces are F, A, C, E, face. So this one's a C sharp. Well, this is a C. Does it apply to the one an octave higher? Yes, it does. So if we go to the C that we're talking about here, we need to raise that by a half step as well. So taking that into account, C, F, and then it's F, C, F, F, C, F, and then another note here, that's just one above the C, so that's a D, right? And then back to the F. So that's the whole theme, basically. Let's play it real quick. And you could pretty much finger this however you want. I tend to find myself actually playing it with my third finger, and my that's probably not the recommended way. If you have smaller hands, you might want to do it like this with your pinky. And you can stretch up for that note. Or you can do it like this. This might be the recommended way. So what's cool about this piece is that, we'll just keep on reading here, is that it takes that same idea, which is a perfect fifth, that very stark kind of sound, if you remember from the intervals video, intervals in depth. And it raises it right at the end to a minor sixth, which is that kind of spooky, soul-wrenching sound, and in my opinion is the heart of any science fiction music. And we can kind of verify this is a perfect fifth by walking up the F sharp minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth note of that scale. You don't know the F sharp minor scale yet, but now what this piece does is it takes that same idea and it transposes it, meaning moves it to 5 different places on the keyboard. There's actually like 12 different ways to play it, and they're all going to sound the same. And in this piece, he utilizes 5 of them. So let's see how he does that. The top staff here has the same freaking notes. First 4 bars, 5th bar, 6th bar. Oh, here's something different. Now, they're actually the same notes, but they just have different accidentals next to them. Now here, instead of sharping it, that symbol there is a natural sign. That negates the sharp that's in the key signature. That means we have a C natural, and then the next note, which is an F, is an F natural, and that lasts for the entire measure. So now we have, instead of, they both move back to their natural notes, which are both down 1/2 step. And then if you look at the last note of that pattern, now it's D flat. So whereas that used to be the only natural note in it, Now it's flat. So that one went down a half step too. So, and it sounds exactly like, it's just a little bit lower. And then if you look a little further down the piece, here we have a B, alright, if you count it from ledger line, F, G, A, B, and that's an E. It's the same exact pattern, it's just B natural to E, and then the last note here is a C natural. So now we've got, and again, that's one half step below this. Everything just moved down to the next note. Remember, the high note of this one was a D flat, so now it's a C. And then we look even further down the piece. Here we've got F, G, A sharp, and this is a D, D sharp, and then this note's a B natural, right? So A sharp, here's A, go up, and D, D sharp, and here's your B. That's, again, one half step below the E. Every note's just a half step lower, including the C, the top note went down to a B. And then one last transposition, that's 4 of them. They all went, each of those went down a half step. Now here he just takes it down. He jumps, makes a big jump, and now we're going from F sharp down to a B. Now, when you're playing this, the most important thing that I really want you to get out of this is the rhythm. I would like you to tap your foot on the downbeats when you play this. Now, if you notice here, the eighth notes are grouped in sets of 2. That's so that you can easily see the beats, and this is the primary reason I actually wrote this theme out on paper, so you could see how it's grouped into groups of 2 notes. Because normally, if I just play it for you, you tend to think of it in 3s, right? This is 3, this is 3, and then you have 2 groups of 2. That's the way you would naturally think of it. But no, that's not how the beat goes. If you're tapping your foot like you should do with any music you play, this is the key, this piece isn't duple, meaning the beat's divided into 2. So it's a little bit tricky to tap your foot to this one, in particular on beat 2, because your accent naturally comes on the upbeat. Like here, the accent, because your higher note is on the beginning of that beat, and these are easy because the accent is on the beginning of the beat for beats 4 and 5. Incidentally, that's another cool thing about this piece is most music is in 4/4 or 4 quarter notes per measure. This one is in 5 quarter notes per measure, or 5/4, which is a little bit different. It's probably the most common of the odd time signatures, if that makes sense. So let's count that all out and try to tap your foot in a similar manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you can tap your feet to that beat, you will have gotten the major point of this lesson. I mean, I'd be really happy if you could just do that, what I just did there. And if you could even say it, that would be even better. There's a pedal marking down there, so I'm holding down the pedal. You could probably hold it down for this entire first 4 measures. But the little pedal and then the asterisk marking, the asterisk is where I let the pedal up. This is just transcribed by Cubase. I didn't bother to tweak it. And the pedal is where I hit it down again. You could just leave it down for the whole first 4 measures, but then after that you probably want to start picking it up and letting it go every single measure. Yeah, and try to put some expression into it. It's not really an expressive piece, but you can put some expression. Like when I play it seriously, I tend to put the less accent on the lower notes, and I accent the upper notes. And I think I do a little bit of a mini crescendo in the first 3 beats, and then the last 2 beats of each measure. So let's see if I can play the main riff a little more expressively than I have been. Like that. Let's demonstrate the left hand here. The left hand starts with 2 F sharps and octaves, So I'm grabbing the two F sharps there. Another point is, so the dotted half note is 3 beats, right? And then we have a regular half note, which is 2 beats, and they're tied together. So that's a 5-beat note, since it's tied together. And the same for all these, because this is 5/4, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is a A. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this looks like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, which is an F, B flat, and another F. And then it does that again. And then down here on bar 13, it goes down to E. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's the same thing transposed, right? Everything's down actually a whole step. And then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, all those sharps. D sharp, G sharp, and another D sharp at top. It does that twice, and then the timing gets a little bit different here for the kind of loud section. I should mention this is mezzo piano, which is kind of quiet, and then I marked mezzo forte here and the E's, which is a little bit louder, kind of loud. And then we get to the B minor part over here, and that's forte, which means loud. So down here, that low ledger line is a low B's. Yeah, let's just watch it. D. And it's really cool to release this and just hear the left hand play by itself for a second, and then you go 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And one last thing, remember these double dots here mean repeat. So you repeat what's ever between these two double dots.